When it comes to the Near protocol's native token called Near, there's three different hypothetical price scenarios that I'm currently thinking about. And this is even maybe considering, let's say, there is a fully fledged type of altcoin season during this cycle. But even though nothing I say is financial advice, what is the first scenario that, again, I do want to explore? And that is maybe the idea of $35 when it comes to Near. Now, that would be around an 11x from here. And the market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply, it'd be nearly 44 billion. However, to me, why wouldn't this necessarily surprise me? It's because I do like the fundamentals of the Near protocol, and let me explain why. When it comes to the Near protocol, it is a proof-of-stake blockchain that utilizes sharding technology in order to achieve something called scalability. Now, why do I think it's pretty cool? It's because through sharding, the network is split into multiple sections known as shards, and workload on the network is distributed amongst these different shards, and as a result, again, supposedly it becomes very scalable. Now, granted though, sometimes people like to say, oh, but the Near protocol isn't the only one out there that has this kind of like sharding technology aspect. And I'll agree with that. Like for instance, we take a look at something like Zilliqa, which actually, surprisingly enough, is supposedly the world's first ever sharding-based blockchain. Just the whole kind of idea of sharding technology is something that I do like and I'm a fan of. However, when it comes to Near, what I do like as well is kind of the, arguably I would say, somewhat focus when it comes to AI. Now, I think this is pretty cool because some other projects out there, they just don't really want to focus on this, but I do like this focus, and I think it kind of shows the sort of development, arguably I would say, when it comes to the fundamentals of Near. And the reason why I like this is because if I take a look at the AI market, right? It is predicted to reach nearly $2 trillion by 2030 according to Grandview Research. Now, that's just a projection, the way you take a look at it, but I find that pretty cool and pretty interesting nonetheless. So I do like that aspect when it comes to Near. I like the community, and I think it's a pretty popular project. Like a lot of my friends out there, they know what Near is. It's pretty well established. It's been around for quite a while. So I just like the whole vibe overall when it comes to Near. Now, granted, Near has some kind of competition, right? The way you take a look at it. I mean, oftentimes when people are talking about the Near protocol, they also talk about Solana. They also, of course, we take a look at something like Ethereum. We take a look at something like Avalanche, Algorand. There's some competition out there and they're pretty massive too, but I don't think it's just like one project and then the others don't really do anything. Like for instance, we take a look at Ethereum. Yeah, sure, it's a massive layer one blockchain, but so is Solana, right? And we take a look at, for instance, BNB, the market cap is pretty massive. So again, it's just not like this one thing and then the rest don't do anything. It's like, for instance, if I take a look at car brands, right? I mean, there's many car brands out there. It's not like there's only just one, but this is just my perspective. So maybe, let's say, in a hypothetical scenario where there is a fully fledged type of altcoin season, Near at the price of $35 wouldn't necessarily surprise me. But again, this is just my thought process. However, when I take a look at hypothetically maybe the idea of $37, which is my second price scenario that I'm taking a look at, or should I say I'm exploring currently when it comes to Near, around an 11.5x from here, and market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply would be around 46 billion. Now, to me, if I take a look at Dogecoin, which reached over $80 billion in market cap back in 2021, this just doesn't seem that unrealistic, but again, this is just my thought process, but even besides that point, the third and hypothetical price scenario that I do want to take a look at is maybe the idea of $40. Now that's around a 12.5x from here. Market cap at that point would be nearly 50 billion if we were to consider the current circulating supply. Now to me, when I take a look at the factors right now, like how there's supposedly over 600 million crypto owners currently, which is supposedly more than ever before in history, whereas in the peak of the 2021 bull run, there was around 300 million crypto owners. I also take a look at, kind of the attention that the Bitcoin ETF has. When I just take a look at that type of stuff, if this altcoin season, let's say, if we do ever see one during this cycle, fully fledged one, I should say, if it looked better than back in 2021, wouldn't necessarily surprise me. However, to me as well, people like to say, oh, when is it going to happen and all this? I will not be able to know the perfect time because I don't think I'll be able to ever find the perfect time. To me, all I can do is just prepare for a moment in which it even if does something, right? That's pretty much it. I'm just dollar cost averaging, holding and just waiting. So whenever, let's say, altcoins decides to really wake up for that next leg up, let's say, who knows? Let's say be it next month in December or in January of next year, all the way up until even March of 2026, whenever that timeline is, it's going to be beyond my control. Like, I cannot demand the market to do this or do that. I cannot control what the market does. However, to me, I can just control myself, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not telling you to do anything, by the way, when it comes to near. But then just personally for me, I'm just dollar cost averaging, holding, and just waiting, and that's pretty much about it. And just staying patient. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's Believe the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.